All right, grand finale. We got our final super common objection on our top 5 objections list, which is not sure if I'm going to get results, not sure if I can commit because of past commitment issues. This is one of the more challenging objections to get past because it is not external, it is what I would call an internal objection. It is something that we need to actually rework the psychology of their brain to get them to be more open to committing to things when they've failed on those things in the past. This is like a psychological scar that we need to get past, and this is why, as a salesperson, 2 things. 1, you need to actually be empathetic. You need to be able to understand these people and connect with them in a real way to help them solve real problems. At the second time, the other thing that you need is to give yourself enough time. Because if you're going to work past a not sure if I'm going to get results, I've had commitment issues in the past, if you're going to truly work through that type of objection, it's going to take time. This is not like a 1-minute objection overcome. This could be a 5, 10, 15, 20, 30-minute objection overcome. So if you're doing this type of sales, you want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to actually work through some of these real objections. Now, how are we going to do it? Same way that we did in the past. Acknowledge, confirm, ask. When we acknowledge, the second thing that we're going to do, I'll add this in here because I keep talking about it, but after we acknowledge, we're also going to associate. Associate with buying behavior, okay? So, you work through the prospect. Okay, here's a game plan. This is what I think would be the best for you based on the goals that you have. I want you to do, let's say, 3 times a week at $500 a month, whatever the cost is. You ready to get started on that program? They say, honestly, I feel like you guys are exactly what I've been looking for. I've tried a lot of other places in the past and I haven't had success, so I would love to do it, but I'm just not sure if I'm ready to do it. I'm not sure if I can commit to this because I've done this 7 different times with other gyms and I never continue. I stop after 30 days or 45 days or, the first couple weeks, and I just feel like I don't personally have the ability to commit right now, and I just want to make sure that I'm fully committed before I decide to do this. What do we do? Acknowledge, right? So we acknowledge. Absolutely, totally understand. I know that you've had a lot of failures in the past with other gyms, and the last thing that I would want you to do is feel a ton of pressure to go join another gym and then fail again and then only continue to fall down on your own personal view of yourself and your ability to follow through on things. So I totally understand why you wouldn't want to jump into something like this, having failed a lot in the past, so not a problem at all. Acknowledge. Then we're going to associate with buying behavior. But I will say honestly, a lot of the clients that have had a ton of success with us are ones who have failed at other gyms, other trainers, other nutrition programs. And the reason is that when they failed at those other locations, they didn't have the support, guidance, accountability, coaching that we provide. And I know one of the things that you did say about us is that this feels different. This feels like, it's not going to be the same as what I've done in the past. And I think, honestly, a lot of the people that were in the same shoes as you, where they failed at other places with other trainers, other opportunities to try to get fit, lose weight, get stronger, all those types of things. When they come to us, they acknowledge that this is different, and that's one of the reasons that they actually succeed. It's because they have a realization that this is not going to be what I've done in the past. This is something different, and the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. This is not that. You have said so yourself that I really feel confident about this because this is going to be different. And the fact that you have said that lets me know that you're probably going to succeed just the same way that other people have that were in your shoes that had the same hesitancy because of failures at other programs and other locations. And so what we're doing there is we're associating their hesitancy and their objection with buying behavior and with success. We're utilizing social proof of other people just like them who had the same objection, and because they had objection, it actually was the reason that they were successful with our program. Now, before we move forward, and we try to really get past this particular objection, we always want to confirm the value. Now look, I know that you failed at other places, other locations. That's your big hesitancy of why you're not ready to commit today. But honestly, one of the things that I want to do before we even talk about that any further, I just want to make sure that you actually feel like the value is there for the program and that you don't think that this is too expensive, because that's happened a lot in the past as well. So just talking about like the program that we've laid out for you, if you were to get started on our 3 times a week for $500 a month, it also includes XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Is that something that you feel like you're able to pay for right now, and that you're also willing to allocate that money over the long term towards these health and fitness goals? So not just this month, but I mean 3, 6, 9, 12 months from now, do you feel like you can continue to afford $500 a month? Is that something that you're willing to pay not only right now, but over the long term? And we want to ask that real question. So we're confirming the value, and we're asking the question around like, does this price point, are you able to afford it not only now, but over the long term? And we have to get a yes on both of those things before we can dive in deeper on the not sure if results/commitment. Now, when we're going to go to that kind of last stage of ask on the particular issue that we're going through, not sure if results/commitment, we're going to basically reaffirm what we talked about in the beginning. So what we're going to do then is we're going to say, okay, well, I'm really glad that we talked about this, because I know that you failed with other trainers and at other gyms in the past. That's one of the reasons that you're super hesitant. But at the same time, we also know that you feel like this place is different, and you have told me that you think that you could have a lot more success here because it does feel like you're going to have a lot more accountability, coaching, etc., all the things that you're missing at those other locations, right? Yes. Okay. Now, I also know that from a value perspective, you did verify with me that if you had to pay for it today, you'd be able to, and you'd also be able to pay for it long term for the next, say 6 to 12 months, right? Yes. Okay, perfect. So really the question that I have at this point is going to be, if you feel like you're not committed now, what's going to change from now to the next day, 2 days, 7 days, 10 days, 15 days that would make you committed? And just wait, right? Ask the question, see what they say. Now, so we're asking the real question of like, what is going to change to drive you towards actually making a commitment? And typically what they're going to say is, I don't know. It's like, okay, great. Well, honestly, what I want to do is I actually want to tell you that everything that you've done here has shown me that you're ready to take this step. So you're saying that you're not committed, but you opted in on an ad, and then you got on a phone call, and then you listened to the phone call, and you talked to him, and you said, yep, this sounds great. I want to come in and learn more. Then you came in, you sat down with me, you did a consultation, we did a movement screen, we sat down, we mapped out a whole plan. Like, you've literally, all you've shown is commitment towards the goal that you want to accomplish. Up to this point, every action that you have taken is somebody who takes commitment towards their goals, and now you're telling me that you're not committed towards your goals, but your actions say otherwise. So I think that you right now have an internal block which is preventing you from moving forward, but your actions actually are in opposition to that, which is a great thing. So I think at this point you have to decide, do I want to continue to allow this internal block to prevent me from what I want to do, or am I going to allow the actions that I've taken up to this point to continue to allow me to get towards the goal? And more often than not, people are going to want to move forward with that action plan. And so that is how you get past the not sure if results/commitment.